Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and we have another Washington football team weekly stream with my guy Juan. Make sure, like usual, check him out on YouTube, Juan Talking Sports. Great Washington football team YouTuber, live streams all the games. So make sure tomorrow at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., you guys are at his channel watching that game play by play. And yeah, he posts great content. So excited to have you on, Juan, today. And we're just going to be basically doing the same thing we usually do, starting off with injury updates. We'll get into, keys to victory, do the win view picks, and then also at the end, we'll continue what we did last week, which Juan had a great idea. We're going to be predicting every game every week for the rest of the season. So we're going to be doing our weekly picks. Should be fun. So how you doing, Juan?
I'm doing good, man. As always, it's a blessing to be on here, and let's hopefully we can make it four in a row tomorrow.
Yes, for sure, for sure. What's up, Heineke season? What's up, Philip B? What's up, Riker? Appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. So we'll go ahead and get started with the injury updates, and then we'll go from there. So Washington has a lot of injuries this week. Just as they were getting Logan Thomas, Curtis Samuel back, they start getting some injuries. So Landon Collins, J.D. McKissick, and Wes Schweitzer are all out for this game. Eric Flowers, Larson, Curtis Samuel, Ricky Seals Jones are all questionable, but all those players did travel with the team, and Curtis Samuel is going to play. We know that. It's reported, today that he's going to play, and we already knew that before. He's going to play, probably still at a limited snap count. But how are you feeling about the injuries? Like, what's the biggest concern for you for Washington's side?
My biggest concern for me is I think possibly would be it's J.D. McKissick because he's coming off of his best game, like probably as a Washington football team player, because the dude was playing really well, running the ball, catching the ball. Wes Schweitzer is also out too, and I want to say the last person was Tyler Larson, I think, or yeah, I think it was Tyler Larson.
Larson's questionable, but
Oh
Landon
no
Collins
no.
is out.
Oh no, Landon Collins. There it is. My fault. Landon Collins is out also, but no, J.D. McKissick, in my opinion, is the biggest one. And Landon Collins has been playing great as of late too. I don't know. I forgot that. I thought Larson was out instead of Landon, but because he did his post game and he looked like he was fine. But yeah, I think the biggest blow for me personally would be J.D. McKissick.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think Landon Collins' injury is too bad because first of all, I think John Kahn was doing his podcast, and this was before the final injuries came out. But he was like, I think Landon Collins, likely will play, and I guess he's not going to play, but that just shows like it's probably going to be okay. I think it's a short week, and they have a big game next week, so I think they're making sure that he's going to be 100% for that game. I also Tress Way does his podcast every week where he interviews a player on the Washington football team. This week was Landon Collins. He was wearing slides, and I saw nothing on both of his legs. Maybe there was like a little bit of a bandage, but there was no like boot or anything. So I don't think it's anything serious. Maybe at max he misses the Cowboys game, but I think he'll be back for this week. So hopefully, or not this week, next week against the Cowboys. But I think that's the biggest blow. J.D. McKissick is definitely a big blow, but we still have Gibson, who is, a solid pass catching back. At least he has the skills. He's got to make sure he hangs on to the football because sometimes he doesn't have great hands. And then, Jared Patterson, at Buffalo really didn't get any, receptions or targets, but that's just because he wasn't asked to do it. But you saw what he did in the preseason and sometimes this season. He's, a competent third down type of back. So I think he'll be able to do okay. They got Wendell Smallwood as well. So I think it's definitely a loss not having J.D. McKissick out there. But also, one thing that is definitely going to help is Curtis Samuel is back. And you can use him a little bit like J.D. McKissick. Like J.D. McKissick right now is a hybrid player. He plays running back and he's a running back slash receiver, more of a running back, obviously. And Curtis Samuel is kind of on the other side of that. He's a running back slash receiver, but he's more of a receiver. So I think you can have Curtis Samuel play a little bit of the J.D. McKissick role. Obviously, he's not going to be able to do the same things that J.D. McKissick is doing, but you can line him up in the backfield a few times, have him run some routes. The only thing is he's not going to really be able to block that well in terms of like, pass protection. But that's just one thing. But yeah, the injuries are unfortunate, and Eric Flowers is questionable. If he's out, that's a huge, huge blow for Washington. I hope these guys come back by next week. I mean, I assume Larson's going to be back at least by next week, and Landon might be back. We'll see about Schweitzer and some of the other guys.
Yeah, I just was muting my mic because it's kind of like goes low and loud. I didn't want it to like block out you talking, but
You're
yeah,
good.
that is gonna be a huge blow. Again, I'm more of a Jared Patterson fan, so I hope he gets a lot of a lot of action tomorrow. But it's looking like they're gonna go Wendell Smallwood, and it's not bad, but again, like Wendell Smallwood, I haven't seen him since the Eagles. And again, I would prefer to put JP out there, but hey, they're the coaches for a reason. And again, yeah, with Landon Collins, I saw him on the podcast too. Again, check out that podcast. It's the best thing they put out on the channel. You know what I'm saying? That podcast is amazing. That Trust what he does, and he looked fine. And I don't know when they recorded it. I obviously after the game because they were talking about the game. But he didn't look too banged up. But yeah, man. Honestly, outside of that, we're sitting really, really good. I mean, Logan Thomas said he even felt better after the game, the day after. Curtis Samuel, same thing with him. He's good, and that's really exciting. Two back-to-back weeks that we're possibly going to be getting him, and the more he plays, the more reps he's going to get. He had like 15 snaps last week. I'm just assuming
I
that
think it
could
was
have been
20.
way
It was
less.
20.
20 snaps, he may go 30, 35 this week. So the more he plays, the more he is going to get involved in his offense. And he made a nice catch. And I don't know if they showed it on TV, but at the stadium, he made the catch and he got up and like hyped the crowd
Yeah,
up and
they
stuff.
showed it.
And like he did like a jog after the catch. So like, like, okay, he's fine. So it's good, man. I'm not too worried about our injury report. Is it big guys that's out? Yes. Wes Schweitz won our fourth center with Keith Ismail. And I personally don't want to put Tyler Larson out there, even though he may be able to play, because I feel like he came back too quick. Like he only been out 2 weeks, right, or maybe
Yeah,
3. But
I think it's only he's only been out 1 week because he
yeah,
got hurt in the Panthers game and
uh huh.
then didn't play in the last game against the Seahawks.
Yeah, and then the Brandon Sheriff, he had the same injury and he was out for about 3 weeks. I mean, I understand their bodies are different, but I kind of feel like he came back too fast. So I would put Keith Ismail out there and save him for next week, but I would have him activated just in case Keith Ismail, goes up there and stinks it up. Then if he's just getting blown back off the ball, then you put Tyler Larson in the game. But I would start Keith because I mean he was solid and when he was in. So yeah, I would start Keith Ismail at least in my opinion. Again, not Tyler Larson, but we'll see. And again, I feel comfortable where we're at with our injury report. It's not too bad. We dodged a bullet with Wes Schweitzer because he got walked out in an ankle boot, so it's not too bad. And we dodged a super bullet with J.D. McKissick because he got carted off, but it's found out that it was a concussion. How about Benjamin St. Juice? I know a lot of people are starting to get worried about him because this is like his third concussion, or at least we think it's his third concussion. Maybe he is having lingering effects from that second concussion, but many of us think it's his third concussion, and that's a little worrisome because he was having a really really good start to his career, and then like the last few weeks he had 0 snaps on the defense side of the ball, and then now he's obviously not playing. So I'm a little worried about Benjamin St. Juice, but other than that, I feel comfortable. I feel like we can still go out there and get it done.
Yeah, I'm really not worried. I'm not worried about Benjamin St-Juste in terms of like his effect on the field because like we've been playing because it's really not possible to put the three of them on the field and Benjamin St-Juste, Kendall Fuller, and William Jackson and be like their best selves because like Kendall Fuller just we tried to switch him to the slot and he just didn't look good in the slot. He just didn't look good in the slot, and he's been good on the outside. So I think next year we'll see what happens. But I'm really though concerned, and yeah, Benjamin St. Juice did have a good rookie year so far, especially early on. But I'm concerned about just like you said, his concussions. 3 already in his career, probably 3 in his in the first like 10 games of his career because he was out for a couple. So that's really concerning. I mean, because again, once you get one, the next one's even easier to get. Once you get that one, it's even easier, and the symptoms get worse and worse and worse. We all know, Jordan Reed, that saga, Sua Cravens as well. I mean, I'm concerned about it. Let's hope he's good because 3 concussions in 10, 11 weeks is very, very bad. But yeah, now let's move on to the Raiders injury report. So Carl Nassib and one of their linebackers is out, and so is Darren Waller, and then Deshaun Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Kilson Nixon. They're all questionable. So Darren Waller being out is huge for us. I mean, he's their best player on either side of the football field, and I mean, not having him for them is going to be real. It's going to hurt them a lot because he's their best player on offense. He's just a beast out there at tight end. He's quick, he's strong, can break tackles, a good route runner, solid blocker. I mean, he's a top 3 tight end in the league. So not having it out there is going to hurt them a ton, and you're just going to have to put extra attention on Hunter Renfrow because he's their best pass catcher, and it's not even close when Darren Waller isn't there. So we just got to put extra attention on Hunter Renfrow and Deshaun Jackson. If he is playing, you're gonna have to put extra attention on him because if he can easily just beat you deep in a blink of an eye. And man, I'm just already picturing it. Bob McCain looking up and like after blowing a coverage or just the miscommunication and Deshaun Jackson just doing like looking back at him with the ball in his hand. Like I can already picture that. So I just don't want Bobby McCain near him. I know it's gonna probably have to happen because of safety help. But I talked about this in my video yesterday. I mean, everyone, like a lot of players, were having communication issues early on in the year. Landon Collins, William Jackson, Bob McCain, especially, even Kendall Fuller a little bit. But in the last like 5, 6 weeks, we've seen that really diminished. But one guy still has these blown coverages, and it's Bobby McCain almost every week. It's almost every week. So, like he just, I mean, he's gonna he could cost us this game if he continues to do that. So, I mean, that's something that we're gonna have to. I'm worried about at least is Deshaun Jackson beating us deep because he's still one of the best deep threats in the NFL, and I just don't trust Bob McCain. I just don't.
Yeah, so I personally agree. However, we know Deshaun Jackson's good for about 3 plays and then he'll get hurt because we know he's made of glass. But nah, in all seriousness, that does scare me. Um, Last week, Bobby McCain let up 2 big plays to Tyler Lockett. Then Landon Collins went down, and Shea Jarrett let up the touchdown pass to Freddie Sween. So I am a little concerned. However, I think we can contain Deshaun Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Again, you said it. Darren Waller, their best player on their team, is out this game, and he was going to tear us a new one. I mean, I said that in my preview video back in August. Was the only person that I was really scared of was uh, 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 um, Darren Waller, and he is not playing this game. So we got a huge break because who can cover him? Who would we have put on him? But Jamin Davis,
Cameron
uh,
Curl probably.
probably Cam Curl, which I like my matchup with Cam Curl, but Darren Wall is a different beast. I honestly like Jamin Davis on him more than Cam Curl, honestly, because I think in a foot race, Jamin Davis may be faster than Cam Curl, honestly. But
He definitely is faster than them in a foot race, but I don't know about like, sideline to sideline. Like, I
I
don't know.
mean, I don't know because last week Jamin Davis kind of what play was that when he came up in the backfield and
Yeah,
like
that was a nice play. I gotta
uh,
hand it to him, but I mean, I gotta see it more consistently before I'm putting him on Darren Wall or any of these guys because
I
he's
mean
gotten burnt a couple. He got burnt by Robert Tunyon earlier this year. I mean, it was a little bit of a push off, but still, I mean, I need to see more consistency from Jamin Davis before I'm ready to put him on, the best player on the other team.
Yeah, and I mean he checked Kyle Pitts in college and he kind of shut him down. But no, yeah. So again, that is a huge blow for the Raiders. I think what Foster Monroe is their next tight end that's going to be out for them. It's not as scary as Darren Waller, obviously. So the biggest that we got to worry about is Hunter Renfro, who is really good, especially being in that slot. He can get loose and break off one. Brian Edwards and Zay Jones and Sean Jackson, they don't scare me. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they can't do us in because these are the players that typically, beat us, right? We go into a game thinking, oh, we don't got to worry about Zay Jones or Brian Edwards or Deshaun Jackson, 34-year-old Deshaun Jackson. But those are the guys that typically, beat us and kill us. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Sween last week, right across the middle. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not too concerned. And with Darren Waller being out, that is, I would take it. I don't wish injury on nobody, but I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not
Facts.
gonna, discard or not want this to happen. I'm happy that he's out this game.
For sure, for sure. So let's get into, some keys to victory for Washington. I'll start off with the most obvious one that's going to continue. This key to victory is going to be a key to victory every game for the rest of the season, and it's going to be continue to run the ball, continue to control the clock. Like I they did it a ton last week and probably a little bit too much, but I think that they kind of knew that they really didn't need to go out there and score 30 points to win. So they were fine running it on third and one and seeing what they were going to get because they knew they really didn't need to score a ton of points. They just need to move the ball down the field and waste time. And obviously they wanted to score more points than they did. And if they would have had a kicker, they would have scored more points. But just continue to run the ball. Antonio Gibson is looking like he did last year at his peak in that Cowboys game, that Bengals game. I mean, he's looking like we thought he would look this year. Like he's looking really good. He looks pretty much almost fully healthy. He might be a little bit banged up, but who isn't banged up at this point in the season? So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Antonio Gibson and this offensive line. John Matsko, I mean, he's just he's probably one of the best coaches in the NFL and assistant coaches in the NFL. I'm loving what he's doing. I mean, every guy, it doesn't, you can put Juan or me on the offensive line and he'll coach us up. Like he's putting these practice squad players up there and they're balling out. I mean, Keith Ismail didn't, I wouldn't say he balled out, but he did what he had to do. I mean, I didn't see any bad snaps and we were still able to run the ball. We were still able to run the ball and he didn't have any, terrible plays. So, John Matsko, I mean, he's just been doing a great job with this offensive line. And I hope Eric Flowers is playing because if he's out, that's a huge loss. But, we still got Cornelius Lucas, who is a beast. We got Charles Leno, who's been playing really well this year. And, and Brandon Sheriff, of course. So the other two, the center, hopefully Larson plays. But if he doesn't, Keith Ismail will have another week under his belt. And then we'll have, Sadiq Charles at left guard, who honestly I would be okay with because I feel like his natural position is guard, but continue to run the football because that's really what's helped us. Our defense is fresh, so they've been playing better because of that as well. Because the other offense has barely any possessions.
Yeah, right. Run the ball. I agree totally. And again, same thing. We may have ran it a little bit too much. I wouldn't necessarily say we ran it too much. I just think on those third and shorts and fourth and shorts where we ran it, it was the wrong kind of run. Like on third and was it fourth and one? I want to say or third and one. You run a stretch with Jared Patterson. No, go
Yeah.
between the
Also,
tackles. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
also one thing before you get to the key to victory, I think that they see you run the ball on them this whole game. They keep seeing you pound the rock, get 4 or 5 yards. Why don't you do a play action? Because Heineke, I think I saw a stat, I can't remember what it was, but he was like second in the NFL in some play action stat. It might have been yards or first downs or whatever, but he's good with the play action because not only does the other team think we're going to run the ball, but Heineke can also go out there and run a little bit as well. And you got Logan Thomas, John Bates, maybe Ricky Seals-Jones this week, or one of the running backs that you can dump it off in the flat and they can get that yard. So I think they need to run a little bit more play action because they're running so much that these teams are going to think they're running and the play action is going to be there. So that's kind of another key to victory. Not really, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's see here. My bad. I had the stream in the background, had to go light it up. But yeah, so my key to victory, same as last week too. I believe I said this last week. I think I did. But we gotta continue to get interior pressure. I mean, without Jonathan Allen, we're literally nothing. I literally said it like this. Think of it as volleyball. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, and Tim Settle are all the person that that the assist person that hits it in the air. And Shaka Tony and James Smith Williams and Casey Tuhill, they're the person that comes down and spike it. So without the interior pressure, without the assists in volleyball terms, we're not getting home. We need interior pressure because that allows not Darren Waller, that allows Derek Carr to not be able to step up into the pocket and he's forced to roll out. And then Shaka Tony and Casey Tuhill and all those guys could possibly, hit him or even get a sack or even force him to throw it away or force him into a bad pass to where he's forcing it down the field or something like that. But as soon as we don't get interior pressure, that's going to allow him to climb the pocket and hold the ball longer to go through his progressions even more and keep his eyes downfield or tuck it and run. So I honestly think the biggest key, besides run the ball and stay balanced, we got to continue to get interior pressure. I mean, Jonathan Allen's been having a hell of a season. And again, I am a fool for saying out of all four of these guys, if I had to let one of these guys go, because we're most likely not going to pay all four of them, it was Jonathan Allen. And I'm so stupid for saying that because the guy has balled. The guy has played up to that money. And again, he's one of these guys that, that gets his money and continue to play like he hasn't been paid yet. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I said that on my video. Terry and Jonathan Allen, I just want to talk to their parents and thank them because they raised a wonderful human being, not even just a football player, but just the way he carries himself. I have to remind myself that Jonathan Allen's only 26, 27. The guy looks like he's about 40 because he carries himself as a grown man, as a gentleman, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? So, and just the way he talks, he's so professional. You're not going to reward a fish for swimming, so we're supposed to win games. That's the mindset you're supposed to have. I love Chase, right? I love the energy he brings us in the huddle, but next year I want Jonathan Allen to be leading us onto the field because he's not as loud, he's not as flashy as Chase Young, but he's straight to the point. He's low toned. We got to go handle our business. He's a little more explicit with it, which I love. But that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? So I love John Allen, man. And without them tomorrow, we probably don't stand a chance because we need to get interior pressure on Derek Carr.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen and Terry, like you said, I mean, one of those two leading us out the tunnel would be nice next year. And yeah, I think Chase Young, I mean, I hope, because I mean, I don't know, the Chase Young situation really unfortunate. He's out for the year, and we really wanted to see how he would bounce back from that really just underwhelming first half of the season, and we didn't get to see that. And there was a lot of complaint from, I mean, there was sources saying Washington's frustrated with how Chase Young and Montez Sweat, how they're kind of playing, they're not really following the scheme and what their coaches are asking. And then after the bye, Rivera literally said that. He said that in an interview to Michael Silver. And I hope Chase Young and even Montez Sweat as well, they're watching back and seeing how Casey Tuhill, Jonathan Allen, all these guys, they're doing what the coaches are asking them to do. They're getting pressure. They're stopping the run. They're playing amazing right now. And I hope Chase Young and Montez Sweat are watching back, especially Chase Young, because I think it was more on him. There's a lot of people reports saying that. I hope he takes this kind of he reflects on this on the first half of the season, and I hope that really helps us out next year. I hope that helps him out next year, and he uses this time to see how they're playing and how the players who are not even in the same stratosphere in terms of talent, like Casey Tuhill and James Smith Williams. I'm sorry, but you're not even close to Chase Young in terms of talents. And they're still producing. They're getting pressure. So that's just me though. Hopefully he uses this time to reflect. What's up, Casper Hill? What's up, B Nizzle? appreciate you coming through. And you got a YouTube as well. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out his channel as well. Let's see. What's up, Tyler C. Darek. Let's RHS says losing this week will make next week against the Cowboys a must win. Otherwise, we're gonna be 5-8. This game against the Raiders is very critical. I mean, I think it's a must that you win one of the next two, but I'm not gonna say like obviously you want this is a very important game, but I wouldn't say a must win. Like we don't need to win this game if we want to make the playoffs. It's gonna help us out a lot though. It really is. But I mean, if you look at it, there's been a bunch of like simulations. If you do it on ESPN, I think they have a playoff simulator. You keep on hitting the button. Like there's a realistic shot Washington could make it at 8-9. Obviously, I don't want to go 8-9. Like I want to make the playoffs with a winning record this year, but there's a possibility you make it at 8-9. So that's why I'm not saying this is a must win because you play the Giants. I think we're going to be able to beat them. The Eagles, I think we should split them. I think we should split against them. Like I think that's not pretty safe to say, but I think that's realistic. We can split them, maybe even do better. And if we can split the Cowboys, that's 3 wins right there. That puts us at 8, and that Raiders game gets us to 9. What's up, Rio? Appreciate you coming through. What's up, Mike Barrett? What's up, Brian? That's usual. Appreciate you coming through. What's up, Dominique? Let's see. Dominique says draft a QB or bring in a vet. I'll say this, and I know Juan's in the same boat as me in terms of this. There's no free agent, keyword there, free agent quarterback that I would bring in over Taylor Heineke unless someone crazy gets released and then they become a free agent. Like, I don't want Trubisky. I don't want Mariota. I don't want any of these guys over Heineke because I don't think they're better, and Heineke already knows the system and the guys in the locker room love him. It's a different story in terms of if a guy like Russell Wilson becomes available or any of those other guys, because Russell Wilson honestly could be available. Like, the Seahawks are not looking good. He's going to be frustrated. And in that case, I'm taking Russell Wilson over Taylor Heineke. I'm sorry, but I'm taking him over Taylor Heineke. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson if he gets cleared. I'm taking them over Heineke, but I'm also taking Heineke over any other free agent quarterbacks out there because, I mean, I'm just not impressed with them. And I think Heineke, if you don't settle for someone just because you feel like you have to make a move. Like, if there's no one in free agency, bring back Heineke, maybe draft a guy, but I would much rather either draft a quarterback than bring in a free agent in this class.
Yeah. Again, we went over the free agent class on Rio. I was going with Rio, and he had to stop me because it was so bad of the names that was on that list. You know what I'm saying? So it's no free agent on this list. Your best bet is to go with the draft or Heineke. I said if Heineke leads us to the playoffs, especially considering the start we had, he's your guy regardless. No, that doesn't mean you can't still draft a guy, but he's your starter next year. He has to be. I mean, the guy's been playing phenomenal. Hopefully, he can keep it up tomorrow. And I want to also talk about the other point that you talked about. I'm in a different boat. I mean, obviously, we don't want to lose, but I think every game from here on out is a must win. Like I that's just the mentality that I have. It's no room for error. You know what I'm saying? It's no difference between the 7th seed, which we're currently in, and the 13th seed. Maybe a game. Again, the only 2 teams that's out of this thing is Detroit and Seattle, and they not even out of it for real. Jamal Adams and I forgot who else. Jamal Adams and all those guys, and as they should, they're still thinking as like they're still in this thing, right? But no, I just personally think every game is a must win. I mean, obviously we know none of us wants to lose, but I just personally don't want to lose. Like I don't think there's no room for error at all. I think we have to win every game here on out, especially tomorrow with the NFC East Gauntlet to finish out.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think 9-8 almost 100% gets you in. Just looking at it, and I mean the Rams are going to be ahead of us. I think that's pretty safe to say unless they really continue to collapse. And the 49ers, more likely than not, will be in front of us, but we still could go past them. The teams behind us, I'm not concerned about the Saints at all, like zero. zero concern with the Saints because they don't look good. They probably I haven't looked at the schedule, but I assume they still play the Bucks and a couple other teams. Maybe they don't play. I know they already played the Bucks once, but I'm not concerned with the Saints. And then I think the other team is the Vikings. That's a team that I would be concerned with. And there might be another team, but I'm not concerned about the Falcons. I'm not really concerned about maybe the Eagles because the Eagles do play us twice. They do play us twice, so they have a chance to really knock us down. But I mean, if we can get to 9 wins, we're pretty much guaranteed to get in there. If we win 8, that's when it becomes tricky. But again, it would be like not embarrassing, but it would be like annoying to make the playoffs 2 years in a row. But everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, it really doesn't count because you 2 years in a row with under 500. Yes, Armin, 9 wins is going to get us into the playoffs as a 7 seed. You look at it last year, I think the Bears made it at 8-8, and it's looking like it's going to be very similar to where 9 wins will very likely get you in. 8 wins might. But we're not shooting for 8. We're shooting for 9 wins here. We're shooting for 9 wins, and I mean let's hope we can do that. So one more key to victory I'll give is, and I kind of said earlier, but use Curtis Samuel like you use J.D. McKissic a little bit. Line him up in the backfield, give him 2, 3, 4 carries. You don't want to get him banged up too much, but I mean, running the football isn't going to hurt his groin too much. It's more of like getting in and out of routes, which is going to do that a little bit more, and get him in the screen game as well. So just that's kind of one of my things I think they should do get Curtis Samuel in kind of a semi JD McKissic role.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. I don't know if I have any more besides get pressure on Derek Carr. Let's see here. Huh. Maybe I mean it's kind of the same, but get the ball in your playmaker's hands or control time of possession is always. I don't have any more honestly because it's like it's simple to play to beat this team. It's not complex to beat these guys. Maybe capitalize in the red zone and actually convert on third downs. That's actually gonna be my last key right there. Find a way to convert for. Oh no! How come we haven't talked about it yet? Brian Johnson, make your field goals,
That's what I
man,
was gonna
and your
say next.
PATs, because we were just getting comfortable with Joey Sly, and he goes down with the hamstring. And now we need Brian Johnson. We need Brian Johnson to come home. He's been really solid with his kicks. He's been like what 8 for 11 or something like that, or throw. He has 3 PATs missed. That's not good. That scares me. But we need him to make his kicks, man. So that's probably
Yeah.
my biggest key, honestly.
I
Besides, get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to expand a little bit more. Special teams as a whole needs to play at least, I don't need them to play well, play okay. Do not lose us this game because last couple weeks, like special teams has been a little bit iffy. DeAndre Carter is scaring me, man. And it's getting to that point where every time I see the punt go in the air, I'm like the last week or two, I'm like kind of scared he's gonna muff it because I think he's put 2 or 3 footballs on the ground the last couple weeks, and then last week as well, he kind of had a muff on the punt. Like it wasn't like there was one where it did hit the ground, but there was another where it kind of bobbled in his hand like that. It can't happen. He has to be better than that. Just catch it cleanly because he's gotten lucky that those fumbles haven't gone to the other team. Troy Apke saved us in that Panthers game. Recovered that fumble. That was a huge play by Troy Apke. So special teams got to be better. Make our kicks. Get solid field position. Don't turn the ball over. And
And
yeah,
and
go
I
ahead.
want to add on this with the special teams, and I finally got to see it live in person. I mean, it's no different on the TV, but you see it in person. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Some of these punts, he needs to catch them. Like some of these punts, I mean, I understand
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's hard to judge him, and I totally get that. But some of these he's letting go over his head. He needs to catch him because he's backing up the offense, to the 10 inside, sometimes even the 5, where it's like, dude, catch the punt, or even he lets some roll past him, pick it up and run. That's just where I stand on it. But DC has been really, really good. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating on him or anything. I love DeAndre Carter in the kick return game and as a receiver, and I voted for him obviously as a kick returner. And it's like every time he runs, it's like he almost is gonna break one. So I'm still excited for DeAndre Carter, but just critiquing him a little bit because it's always room to improve.
Yeah, for sure. What's up, One Life Music? Appreciate you coming through.
One
What's
life.
up, Luck? What's up, RHS? What's up, Dominique? Dave Moore says, congratulations on the winning streak. Did Washington sign a kicker? They signed a kicker to the practice squad. I do believe that they did. I do believe they did, elevate him. I mean, he, at least this time, has NFL experience. He's 8 for 8 on kicks, which is great. 5 for 8 on extra points, which is not so good. Small sample size on both. Small sample size on both, but at least he has NFL experience because Chris Blewett, man, just I don't even want to talk about it. He was
I
so
think
bad.
I
Like,
could go out there and get the
oh,
ball
I
still
mean,
over his
the
head.
guy could not even get it over his own lineman. Like, that was embarrassing. That was
Yeah.
just that was just embarrassing. So I think that's gonna do it for the keys to victory. We're gonna get into the win view picks for this week, kind of doing it's kind of stat predictions. And yeah, the Georgia punter, man, he's been bombing some kicks today. I'm not watching the game right now, but in the first half, he had like a 68 yarder and
Yes,
then a
sir.
64 yarder. I mean, he's been really, really good. And I mean, yeah, he's
Yeah.
helped them a ton this game. So let me just,
It's 38-17, so that game's pretty much over.
yeah, that game's over.
Georgia
So let me see. Um,
and Alabama rules the SEC again.
where's, yeah, he's good. Philip B, appreciate the donation. The $10 donation says Landon Flowers both being gone will be tough. Yes, I mean, it's going to be really, really tough. I think Flowers, he might play. Like, he has a chance to play. I think Rivera said he's optimistic about it, so he might play. Landon Collins is out. And yeah, it might be all on Heineke. I just don't want Heineke to try to do too much because sometimes it leads to turnovers. But yeah, if he's out, it's going to make it tough to run with the offensive line injuries. I agree. So let's hope he can play. Unfortunate that he's hurt because he's been probably our best offensive lineman this year. Him, at least in the run game, but all of them. I mean, Leno's been good. Cornelius Lucas has been good. Flowers has been good. Brandon Sheriff has been good. And yeah, a bunch of our guys or our offensive line, just everyone's been good this year. And yeah, Juan's gonna be streaming tomorrow, so make sure you guys go ahead and watch that. But the injuries are tough, but I do think Landon will be back next week. He will be back next week, which is good. I think they're kind of resting him up, saving him for that Cowboys game. Don't want to make the injury worse than it is. Will Flowers, if he doesn't play this week, I think for sure will play next week if he's going to be a game time decision for this week. So, let's hope those guys are able to play in the next couple weeks. And we're getting Curtis Samuel is almost to he's like at like 75%, in his comeback. Logan Thomas basically 100%. Like Curtis Samuel still not at that full snap count, but he is getting there. Appreciate the donation, Philip B. Really, really helps out the channel a ton. So let's get into these picks before we kind of do our final score predictions. And then we're going to go out and do our NFL picks for this week. Let's see. Do you guys think Scott Turner is going to pull out a few tricks on third and short tomorrow? I mean, he might. I just want to do a little bit more play action. And yeah, Heineke, there's been a few times where he's done that, where Heineke's been able to run on third down, or he gives him it's an RPO where he can run it, or yeah, RPO where he can either hand it off or pass it. So on third down. So that's something that we could do as well. So let's get into these picks one. So let's see. At least three different players record a rushing touchdown in this game. I'll start. I'm going to say no just because McKissick is out. So that kind of eliminates one guy. And then I think Gibson will get one. Maybe, I mean, Josh Jacobs is questionable. I guess he'll probably play, but that's not like a given. So I'm gonna say no for this one.
Yeah, I would say no too. However, man, come on, let Gibson get two. Let my man Jared Patterson finally get in the end zone, man, because he's been so close, man. He's been so close.
Yeah, for sure. And make sure you guys go ahead and check out WinView. I'll talk about that a little bit once we finish
Spoils our
these.
picks, but
Oh yeah. Spoils our picks, but oh, this is tough for me right now. This is
I'm
tough for me because I'll go with whatever you say here because I'm really on the fence right now, and it's kind of like the injuries that are putting me over the top, like depending on what happens tomorrow, like in terms of who's going to play. So you can be the decider on this one. What do you think, Juan?
I have us winning this game, but however, and this is how every game has gone and will go for the rest of the season, unless we just totally start dominating teams. We're gonna win, but I kind of feel how you felt with the Bucks game, whereas like you weren't as confident. I just don't know why, because I feel like this is a team we know we should be. We're better than, but I just feel like at any time, which I hope I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong, but I just feel like at any time we're just gonna have that Washington moment where we just allow a team that has no business being in the game with us beat us. So, but I got faith in us, and I think we're gonna get it done. So I have us winning.
Yep. Let's see. Luck, appreciate the donation. And yeah, I mean RG3's been going crazy on the he said he's releasing a new book. And I mean, a few weeks ago he said he wanted to come back to Washington, but the book is supposed to be about him exposing Washington. So I mean, we'll see what's in the book, but it's kind of weird that he said he wanted to come back to Washington a few weeks ago, and now he's dropping a book exposing Washington. So appreciate that donation. What's up, Dylan Henry? Appreciate you coming through. So let's go at you. So yeah, I'm gonna pick. I did your pick right there, but I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Hunter Renfrow records 100 or more total receiving yards in the game. What do you think on that one?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think that's tough just because Darren Waller is out, but 100 yards is kind of tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go no on this one. He did have 8 catches for 134 yards against the Cowboys, but I'm gonna go no on this one. I'm gonna go no, just because I just don't. 100 yards is a lot, especially for a slot guy. So Gibson scores at least one touchdown in the game. I'm gonna go yes, and I'm gonna put a ton of points on that, either a receiving or rushing touchdown. I think he gets it.
Yeah, I agree.
If he doesn't, it probably means we lose the game. If Gibson doesn't score a touchdown in this game, we probably lose unless Heineke is going crazy. Any player records 100 or more total rushing yards in the game. What do you think about this one? I mean,
I'm gonna say yes. No JD, more and more on Gibson. What did he have last week? 111.
yeah, he had 111.
So I think he may follow it up with another one. Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say yeah.
Yeah, if they continue to run the football like they've been doing, the Raiders don't have a good run defense. I'm gonna go yes on this one. I think they have a shot to do that. Derek Carr or Heineke record 350 or more total passing yards in this game. I'm gonna go no, just because 350 is a lot. And Derek Carr is really like up and down. Like he's kind of like either like goes crazy or doesn't. But I'm gonna go no on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go there too. I think with our offense, they want Heineke, even though he proved that he can win with his arm for the past 3 weeks. They kind of want him to take a back seat and just be balanced and make throws when he has to. And Derek Carr, I mean, 350 yards. If he throws for 350 yards, that means he is killing us, right? So no, I don't think that happens, and I pray that doesn't happen for Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? If Heineke throws for 350, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is Ooh, Max Crosby, does he record at least one full sack? And that's like, I don't know. I'm gonna go no, but I don't. He has 5 sacks in the year, so like just statistically speaking, not like very likely that it happens. I think Yannick Ngakoue might get a sack or two. Heineke's good at avoiding these. I'm just gonna say no, but it's really like 50-50 for me, or probably like 60-40, but I'll go no on this one.
Yeah. Yannick Ngakoue too is playing, and Carl Nassib not playing is going to be a huge blow because now they only have to not all they have to focus on is Max Crosby, but now that's one less threat that was going to allow him to be more free. Our line is banged up, but I believe that's going to be Lucas checking, or not Lucas. Yeah, Lucas, because Cosby's on injury reserve. Lucas is going to be checking Max Crosby. So I'm not scared of that matchup, but nah, I agree. I'll go no. I'll go no. Maybe
Okay,
maybe if Carl Nassib was playing, maybe, but nah, I'll go no.
all right, Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas were combined to record 12 or more receptions in this game.
Hmm.
Ooh, okay. So I mean, Logan Thomas had 3 catches last week for 31 yards, but it should have been at least one more. And I don't know. And I think Heineke also in the beginning of the game, Logan Thomas was open. He kind of threw it behind him. It seems like Heineke usually starts off a little bit slow in these games. It takes him a few throws to get his, yips out, before he starts really, really balling. So I don't know. 12 is tough to get between two players. Curtis Samuel is back. They might continue to run the football a ton. So I'm gonna say no, just because like if it's another game where they just keep running the football, like they might only have 25 pass attempts, and I just don't see, you know, them getting 12 catches out of those 25 just attempts.
Yeah, I don't think they throw for 25 attempts because last week it felt like they threw for less than 25 attempts and he threw for 35. So I was like, what? Because I was walking out looking at the TV and it said he threw for 35 passes. I swear it did not feel like it. So I don't know if they throw for less than 25, but it definitely felt like he did. And I agree though, with the pick. I just don't know if even if they do throw it a lot. I just don't know if they combine for 12 catches. I mean, that's literally Terry should be having, at least 12 targets by himself. I'm not saying he catches all 12, but he should at least be having 12 targets by himself. And Logan with a couple more targets and possibly receptions. But now I'll say no because we typically don't use our guys as, I'm not saying we don't use them as they should be used, but Devontae Adams, he gets about, let's say like I just a random number, 15 targets a game, and he probably comes down with the 10 or maybe 9 or so. So I think that's what we should start doing, but no, I don't think that's what we're going to do. So I
Yeah. All
agree.
right. Yeah. Next one. Either team records a defensive or special teams touchdown. I'm gonna go no. But
I
could could happen.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for going no, but I think DeAndre Carter breaks one this game.
Hey, it could happen. I think
Yep.
the Raiders allowed a defense or a kick return touchdown the other, or they did against the Cowboys, Tony Pollard. So yeah, could happen. Both teams combined to make 4 or more field goals in the game. I think I said 24-27. So I'm gonna go no on this one.
Yep.
And you
Same.
also have to think like we have a backup kicker, so a new kicker, so could be in play too. So I'm gonna go no on
Yep.
this one.
Same. I agree.
Okay, so that is it. We finished the WinView picks. Let me just read a few things about WinView. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Link in the description. And I'm going to put it on the screen as well. They're the nation's leading sports predictor, allowing you to compete in pregame or live contests against other people and not the house. So you can go head to head against your friends, your family, anything. It's really, really fun. You answer about 10 questions each game before it begins or play in quarter-long contests while you're watching the game to take your viewing experience to the next level. And new users get a first-time deposit bonus of up to $200, and you can play your first $20 risk-free and deposit and spend your first $20, and they'll match it. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out WinView. really cool site, and it's really fun. You can go ahead and win some money. They also got some free contests as well. So make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. So that now we'll give our final. I mean, we kind of gave our score predictions, but we'll talk about that for a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and predict our games for the week like we did last week, and we'll also answer any questions you guys have. And yeah, Derek Carr's undefeated this season when he throws for 300 or more passing yards. So obviously, that's a key to victory. Limit him to under 300, because if you do that, it's likely you win the game. So let's go ahead and do our the picks for this week, because you gave your score prediction. I have it at 27-24 Raiders, but it really could change depending on the injuries. If Djax plays, if Eric Flowers plays, that's the big one right there. And there's a couple others as well. What's up, AJ? So let's start with the picks. I think last week, do you have the number, our record, or no?
Yeah, I think we tied. I think we both. I feel like we were. I was 10-5, but I feel like you may have been 11-4. But I had us both at 10-5, and you said you think that we did tie. But at one point you were like 8-3, so I do think we were tied. Or you may just be up one. But just to quickly go through it, Bengals, Panthers. You picked the Panthers. I picked the Dolphins. We both picked the Giants. Picked the Patriots together. You picked the Jacksonville Jaguars. You picked the Falcons. We both picked the Bucks. Texans. We both picked the Chargers and they lost. You picked the Rams. I picked the Packers. And we both picked the Ravens, and then we obviously both picked Washington. So I think that's 10-5 right there. So that's the record for right now.
Yep. Okay, so let's get started with this week. Colts, Texans. I'm gonna go Colts on this game. Who knows? They always have these weird games, but they play pretty well against the Bucks, and they've been playing pretty well lately. So I think Colts beat the Texans. I mean, the Texans just freaking lost to the Jets. So keep in mind with Zach Wilson playing at quarterback. So I'm gonna go Colts on this one.
Yeah. Who did you pick for the Thursday's game? I picked the Saints because I mean, obviously, why not? You
I
know.
I picked the I think I picked the Cowboys. I'm not sure. Don't put me down because I didn't like make an official prediction.
Okay.
But
I went.
yeah,
I went Saints. So I'm on one. But I'm gonna go Jet or not Jets. Let's see here.
Colts.
Saints. Yeah, I was just writing down Colts here. Yeah, we're both gonna go Colts. So yeah, Colts.
Yeah, Colts. Next one, Vikings, Lions. Lions are just a mess. Who knows? It could be this game might be a little bit closer than some people think, but I think I'm gonna go Vikings, and I assume Juan is gonna go Vikings as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings. But again, they're 0-10-1. They have to get their first win at some point, right? And what better thing to do it than against an NFC North rival? But I'm gonna go Vikings too.
Yes, yes. So, next game is Giants Dolphins. Dolphins have been on a heater 4 games in a row. What's up, Brandon? I'm gonna go Dolphins on this. Daniel Jones is out. Kadarius Toney is out. I can't. Someone out. Sterling Shepard is out. So I mean, their injuries are really killing them. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. That's gonna help us because obviously the Giants lose and the Eagles draft pick goes way lower. So I'm gonna go with Dolphins on this game.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna go Dolphins too. Two was the starting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins still. Even if he wasn't, because Mike Glennon is their quarterback. So yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins too.
Okay. So next game, Buccaneers Falcons. I'm going Buccaneers. That'll help us too because the Buccaneers are in first place in their division, and I'm not worried about the Falcons at all really in their in terms of like them affecting our playoff chances, but they are like a half game behind us. So let's root for the Bucks, and I think they will win this game.
Yep, I think the Bucks is gonna win too.
Okay, so next game, this one honestly is tough. Eagles versus Jets. And here's the reason why it's tough there's reports out there that it's Jalen Hurts is not going to play. Adam Schefter just tweeted that, there still might be a chance, but he's likely not playing. So if he plays, obviously I'm going Eagles. And honestly, I'm still going to go. I think I'm still going to go Eagles just because it's the Jets. And Gardner Minshew is not a bad backup. Like, he can come in there and play okay for you. So that's why I'm gonna go Eagles because it's still the Jets. But hey, I would love an Eagles loss this week. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jets or Eagles on this one. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm going Jets, Jets. Let's go Jets. Get a win. The way you said Zach Wilson's name earlier, you think he sucks.
Yeah. So
Really?
like I don't think in the future, but I think right now he ain't
I
it.
don't know. I just think, bro, the Jets have so many picks. They have to hit on a quarterback eventually. They missed on Sam Darnold. They missed on Geno Smith. I don't know how he was drafted, but they have to hit on a quarterback eventually. If it's not Zach Wilson, they had Zach Wilson. They have two cracks at it this year in the top 10, as I assume so, with the Seahawks pick most likely going to be within the top 10 in their pick. So if they mess this up, then Joe Douglas is still their GM, right? I assume he is. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
think he is. If he messes this up, he has to go. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm going Jets. Why not? I think they can upset the Eagles, especially with Jalen Hurts not playing most likely, and Philly 500 is live talking about it, so I assume he is not playing. But Jets.
Yeah. So next game is the Cardinals Bears. And I think this will be for both, as long as Kyler Murray plays, I'm going with the Cardinals. And even if he doesn't play, probably still going with the Cardinals. Kyler Murray likely back, and DeAndre Hopkins likely back. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals versus the Bears to get a win.
Yep, I'm going Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals 2 over the Bears. The Bears suck. No Justin Fields, I assume. Right, he's had the broken ribs still.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cincinnati just won, and they should be moving. I don't know if they're going to still be the 4th seed, but they won, and Desmond Ritter could be our quarterback next year. I've been wanting him since last year. Shout out to Jairus. He's on the Desmond Ritter train too. But I'm going Cards too. Why not? They're probably going to be the number 1 seed anyway. But yeah, I don't see them losing to the Bears.
All right, next game. This will be my first upset pick of the week. Chargers Bengals. I'm going Chargers to bounce back. I don't know why. Chargers haven't been playing well, but I feel like they're going to get a bounce back win. The Bengals sometimes have these inconsistent games. It's a week to week league. I'm going Chargers, but definitely could be wrong about it. But I got to throw in an upset pick in there.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals. Again, same teams are like they're in the same predicament where they like have upset weeks. I mean, the Bengals look dominant, destroying the Steelers, destroying the Ravens, but then lose to the Jets. Same can be said with the Chargers, right? But I'm going Bengals. I think they're really starting to become legit. I think they're going to be a wild card team. I do think they have a chance to get that AFC North. I don't know if they will, but they already beat the Ravens. So I mean, in Baltimore too. So they're in good hands, and I think they're going to win this week too.
Yeah, and you guys in the comments down below also can put your picks for this week as we go. Next one, easy game, Jaguars Rams. I'm going Rams on this one. I mean, just the they've been really bad the last 3 weeks, but I'm still going Rams. Let's hope they get a bounce back win. Might not be a blowout, but I think they will win this game, and I assume you do too.
Yep, Rams and Desmond Ritter went 11 for 17, 190 and 3 touchdowns. So that's our quarterback. Saying, I hope so, but yeah, I'm going Rams.
All right, so that's the next game, Washington Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders right now, but it might change, and if it does, I'll either put it on Twitter or DM Juan tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going us obviously to win, and you're going Raiders. Next game.
Could be subject to change though. Could
Yeah,
be subject to
I'll put
change.
that in the asterisk.
Um,
You
Ravens.
have to let me know. My bad. You have to let me know before 1 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Ravens, Steelers, or can I let you know once because the game's at 4. So once we once we find out the injuries.
Halftime of the 1 p.m. games, you have to let me know, or you're going with the Raiders.
All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Ravens Steelers. I'm going Ravens on this game.
Yeah, Ravens too. Steelers stink. Dwayne Haskins needs to get his chance to play. I mean, I know he probably know better, but I mean, Ben is terrible.
All right, next game. I want to hear you say this first before me. 49ers Seahawks. What are you thinking?
Honestly, man, Debo Samuel's not playing, right?
Yeah, Debo's out.
And I'm not comparing Curtis's and Debo's injury, but depending on how severe that groin is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going Seahawks here. I feel like this is a division game. I'm assuming it's in Seattle. Uh, I think they win this one, man. I think they do. And if they win this one and we win tomorrow, we're moving up to the 6th seed, right? I think.
Yeah, honestly, I am kind of right there with you. I think I'm gonna go Seahawks just because Russell Wilson gotta be heated right now. Like he has to be absolutely just
Lost out on
pissed off right
football.
now. Same thing with Jamal Adams. Same thing with DK Metcalf. So I think it's at home. Only concern is Russell Wilson's still like the hand or finger injury still, I don't know if it's going to get much better, but it's going to be better than it was last week. So that's another of one of my upset picks for this week. I'm going Seahawks for this game, and I hope it happens too. If that happens, that's huge, huge for Washington. I'm going to go Seahawks. Next game, Broncos Chiefs. That's a good night, good Sunday night game. I'm going Chiefs on this one. How about you?
I'm going with my upset. Give me the Broncos. I know the Chiefs are gonna win, but I just want to throw an upset in there. Give me Broncos.
All right. Yeah, you threw in an upset with the Seahawks one, but let's go to the next game, which I don't have it up. Patriots and Bills. Patriots Bills.
Ooh,
I mean, this is gonna be it might not be a
it's probably the game
pretty
of the
game.
week.
It might not be a pretty game, but it's gonna be a good game. This is tough. I didn't think about what I was gonna do for this one. Do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first, even though I haven't thought about it. This is probably the game of the week, honestly. Like, this is what for first place, in the AFC East, and this is tough. I'm gonna go Buffalo. I think that. Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo here. It's in Buffalo. Yeah, give me the Bills. I'll go Bills. I'll go Bills.
Yeah, I'll go. That's tough, man. You know what? I'll go same pick as you. I'll go Bills for this one. Patriots on a 6 game win streak is bound to be broken at some point. It's a tough team in the Bills. It's at Buffalo, I believe. So that's a tough game. That's a tough game. So I'm gonna go Bills on this one.
Yep.
And
You
that
know,
can go
my
ahead.
bad. Yeah, I was gonna say I have until halftime tomorrow to make my change, but I just did it now. Give me the Chiefs. I know I picked the Broncos, but I have until halftime tomorrow, the early games, to make my change, and I just did it. So it still qualifies. Um, I really want the Broncos to win because that would be amazing. Like, what a story, you know what I'm saying? Teddy Bridgewater, beating the Chiefs and stuff like that. But nah, I'll go Chiefs. I'll go the smarter pick in sake of my record, because last week it wasn't the best. But yeah, those are my picks. Those are Pedro's picks, and let's see who comes out on top tomorrow.
Yep, appreciate everyone for coming through. We're gonna wrap it up. I have to go, but man, appreciate you coming on, Juan. Make sure I got the link in the description, but also putting it in the chat. Make sure you guys sub up to Juan. Make sure you guys check out WinView in the description. Link is also on the screen as well. And hey, let's hope we get the W. Juan's gonna be streaming tomorrow, so make sure you guys go to that. And peace, guys.
All right, peace. Have a good night.